Anchit.
There he is.
What's going on, guys? How you guys
Good to
doing?
see you,
What's
bro.
up?
Good to see both of you. How are you guys doing?
We are great. Just listen to Life Sentence. Jack might be getting a hold my own tattoo. There's a lot of stuff that we want to talk to you, and we're very happy that you joined us here today.
Thank you for having me. That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. Second time for you on the podcast as well, which I think when you first were on, Hold My Own wasn't either just started or hadn't debuted just yet. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I can't remember where in the trajectory of the band or where we were at the time. I'm pretty sure we were a band.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like we've done a decent amount since we last
Yeah,
talked.
I just checked the episode, and Hold My Own is in the title, but I think it had just started, but nothing to the level of what you guys are doing now.
Thank you for asking me back on, and thank you for, just the track, thank you for talking about the track and the split. That means a lot. Yeah, I mean, I feel like those two songs are our best ones yet. You feel pretty good about them. Think it's a step up in every way, like riff wise, vocal pattern wise, drum sound, like the sound of it. When we started the band, I often think about the demo and it's just like, dude, the way we put it together was like such a fucking stupid piece of shit. I'm like, dude, just stupid. We just made it work the way, like, I remember we tracked drums for it like 3 times, and Serge and I were tracking the drums, and I remember at one point, like, everything just got deleted because my laptop crashed.
Oh, no.
Stupid shit like that, and it's cool, like I love the demo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been cool to do this band from just knowing that it was just a stupid little fucking idea.
Yeah. So I think we might have skipped over it in the intro before we listened to the track, but this song
Yeah.
is a part of a split y'all did with Carried by Six. When
Yep,
did
yep.
the idea to do with them come into the picture, or were you guys approached by them? How did that work?
Shit. Pretty sure it was Zach from Carry by Six idea, the singer. He kind of just brought it up. Richie Crutch was starting a new label, Never Ran, Never Will Records. Shout out to him for putting the record out on a 7-inch. Side note, always wanted to do a 7-inch, being a band that did a 7-inch.
Mm-hmm.
So to do it like a split 7-inch is like, it's like bucket list shit. But yeah, I think he just brought it up to Greg and I, and then we connected with the rest of the guys. Sector actually did a split with Kyle from Carry by Six's other band, Raw Life. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
that had that connection going. And I mean, we've known those guys.
So it's kind of like same but different in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they're such a great band, man. Those tracks are some of my favorite fucking hardest shit that's put out this year. So yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Zach came up with the idea to do it, because when it came up, we're just like, hell yeah, let's do it. Richie from Never Ran Never Will was ready to put it out, and now he's doing a split for Risk and Fool's Game. So it's cool to see, him doing all this cool shit, the missing link. So I think that's the start of a really cool label, and like a lot of cool bands are coming from it. So
Yeah.
it's dope.
So on the topic of splits, because Jack and I, especially in the peak pandemic times, we had discussed that I think 2021, which was like kind of the tail end of the pandemic, shows were just starting to come back at this point. We were always joking that 2021 was the year of the split. And that was the year that Sector and Raw Life did that one. And then you had the Despise Gridiron. You had the Pain of Truth, Age of Apocalypse. But, now we're in 2023. And at least in my realm, I think I stay pretty in tune with what's going on, but it feels like splits are not as I haven't seen the output as much from bands. And I know that we just listed two that are out this year with
Yeah,
this one and then the Risk and Fools game one, but uh was there any thought into that, like not like is doing a split
yeah,
not cool anymore, or
yeah.
did that
No,
even
for
cross your mind?
sure. Because you could easily just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna put out these 2 tracks by
Like
ourselves,"
solo.
and
Yeah.
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 So there's always that option, but it just made sense. I
Mhm.
don't know. I think splits are really cool when, there's 2 bands from different areas or whatever, and, the sound of it is just like it really comes together. I don't know. There's many times where I've done a split before, and each band just kinda had their shit mixed and mastered. For people who don't know what that means, it's just like the end product of your songs, like who finishes it. Like oftentimes, I've heard well splits that I've been a part of. We just wild styled it, and we just the end product sounded a little different for each band.
Mm.
So it's kind of like I think it's cool when we did that for this Carried by Six on my own split, like, we kinda got everything together, we're all aligned, like, "Yo, this is how we're gonna have this dude master it," and I really enjoy how it sounds, so I
So
think
you
s
think it's a little
yeah,
bit more unified when it's mixed and
totally.
mastered by one person? Got you.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
agree.
think
I totally agree on that front.
absolutely, and I think there's so many great splits out there right now, and it is a tough decision, like, do you wanna just put it out or do a split with the band and grow each other? And I think ultimately that's what it's all about.
Hmm.
Like I remember MH Chaos and Invoke did a split, and I feel like both bands, th- Invoke is out there killing it right now to this
Yeah.
day. So it's like I know it was cool that we did that. I think so. It helped.
Yeah,
It
I
helped
think
both bands.
that the splits, honestly, like even in a world of streaming where like you can independently find the different bands and stuff like that, like that's what was my introduction to MH Chaos.
Yeah,
So like
really.
yeah, so like I've been a fan since the split, and like I think it's good to try to like reach across different fan bases, and especially if you're like friends and stuff like that, because that's what hardcore is about, you know, like if you have a chance to work with your friends, why the fuck not do a split, you know?
Dude, totally. Yeah, I agree with that. It's like it's a community. It feels like this project that so many people dip their hands into.
Hmm.
That at that point, it's just like, damn, there's so many fucking people were involved, like from the artwork, from pressing it, the label, to every member putting their in whatever they did on the songs. I think there are like 30 or whatever people on it. So
Hmm.
it's pretty sick. That's what hardcore's all about. So
I do have a question for you, Anchit. So, because I've
yeah,
been thinking about like I feel like most of the bands that you're in, and including Hold My Own, you have some vocal duties on there. So, like with Hold My Own, are you involved in like the writing process when it comes to like lyrics or like placing stuff like that? And then a kind of a follow-up
yeah.
question from that: have you ever been, or do you desire to have a band where you just front it and not play an instrument?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Mhm.
Dude, I've been fucking thinking about singing in a band since I was like 10 years old, 12 years old, like sitting on the bus, going to school. I like daydream about that shit. But yes, I do want to do that. I just don't know when the right time is. I don't
Mm.
know that I'm trying to find like the right time, the right band, right? I don't know. I had, I've been writing stuff with the homie that the plan is to sing on it, but like
Okay.
I just
Mm.
haven't really, you know, done. There is like nowhere right now. Like songs a bit being working on and shit, but like it's like nowhere near to even talk about. I probably shouldn't even
Well,
bring it up right now,
nah,
but
dude. The fact that you even like mention it, even if it happens in 5 years, we can just take this clip from this podcast and be like,
no,
bam,
you dude,
here's where
let's
it was.
go.
Someone the other day commented on my interview with Taylor Young, which was like
Yeah,
over 2 years ago, where he like subtly mentioned, "Yeah, I have a band called Dead Body, and I don't know
no
when we're doing
shit.
shit." And I was like, totally, like at the time, didn't know, but
That's awesome.
yeah. So we're keeping it in for sure. But
All right, hell yeah, hell yeah.
yeah, you play in so many bands. That's the thing. You're like, when the time is right, it's like, I think we just need to make time so Anchit can have time to do that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And on the question of like writing lyrics,
Mhm.
for most of my band, like I mean, MH, I did quite a bit, and there was a lot of heads on. Like Davey would come on with his own parts, and we would work on it together. And it's kind of the same thing with Hold My Own. Like I'll write a whole song of lyrics, and then you know come up with patterns, whatnot, and then show it to Greg, and then he will really bring his style into it,
Mhm.
bring his vibe into it, change things up, change words. Cause I'm like really hip hop driven,
Yeah.
like person in regard to writing vocals. So I'll show it to him and it'll be like the most insane shit that you can't even do ever, ever in studio or whatever. So he'll dial it back and make it good. So I wholeheartedly believe it is not just me like if it was just me, it would probably fucking not sound what it is. So
I
yeah,
mean, I have to just give you props on that because, like, I was telling Spencer before you hopped on, I think what sets Hold My Own apart from other bands that you're doing and other bands that Greg has been involved with is like every song has a memorable line or like lyric to it. Like, and I think that's an insane thing to pull off. Like, y'all
that's
have
dope.
like, I guess, like around like 10 tracks, and all of them, I can think of like a lyric in my head. It just like repeats. And I think that's again like an insane thing to be
Thank
able
you.
to pull off. So congratulations on that. And I have to say, like,
Thanks.
I hope we see a band with you just fronting it. It has to happen. Like I'm ready for it. I'm sure everybody else is ready for it. So
That means a lot, man. Thanks, brother. And thank you. I'm glad you like that. And a lot of it definitely is like Greg definitely pushed me to sing in the band, like do those parts. Like it wasn't like he would just be like, yo, you got to do this, 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 and then he'd be like, yo, this should be a gang vocal part. So he's very creative in that part and pushed me to sing more. So like, I don't think I would have done it if he wouldn't have encouraged it. So it's pretty dope. But I
hell yeah.
appreciate that a lot, dude. And we do as a band all appreciate that a lot. And like, yeah, look, we just recorded some new shit too. So, and there's like some like our drummer singing on it. My brother Kush has a part on it. So
Everyone's singing.
Damn.
yeah,
It's sick.
we got Senta from Numb on the track. There's one track there's like we represent like India, Mexico, Japan, just like a lot of different countries.
Yo,
So it's
crazy.
like,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah. Looking
When can we
forward to it.
expect that? Like, is that going to be sometime this year, or is it still a little
Yeah,
bit
that'll be
longer?
later this year.
Hell
Um,
yes.
yeah. After the split, we got a track coming out. Like, I mean, I'll say here, probably, I'm not gonna post online anywhere, but um we got a track coming out in like 2 months or something like that. So that'll be like the precursor to the record.
Be on the lookout.
Hell yeah.
July
Yeah, I'm so
July
fucking hyped for
1
that.
if we're going 2 months exactly from today. Anchit, I have a
Yeah.
very quick anecdote to share before I let you go. So obviously, you've been on the podcast before, but we got to physically link up at Act Like You Know
Yeah,
Fest
man.
end of
That's
last
awesome.
year, which was a blast. Um, you guys played day 2, I think.
Yeah, with you guys.
With us? No.
Yeah.
Was it? Did we also play
Yeah.
day 2? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me. So this is what happens. Endgame plays, and then it's the 3-band Scary Block. So it's
Yeah, right? It's
Cell,
insane.
Peeling Flesh, and Snuffed on Sight. And this was like lights off, some of the most violent. Like, I went to go watch Peeling Flesh, and then like Chance from Gagging Order is like karateing into the door, like that's
Yeah,
off
man.
of that green like merch area, and
Yeah,
I
right.
swear that door was about to come off its hinges. It was like, oh, this is the vibe. And I'm thinking about this all the time, like Hold My Own is supposed to play after this like ass
It's
beating rock block,
sure.
and
Oh well.
I was like,
We're fucked.
I was
We're
like,
fucked.
people are gonna just be like just on the side of the stage like this.
And they,
But
dude, the lights got turned
dude,
on after us, bro.
the lights
I was
came
like,
on,
what?
and everyone had this second wind. And like when I had Jay on from Mind Force on the podcast recently, I said something about like if I was president of hardcore, every single show and every single
Oh
set
yeah,
would have lights on.
always.
That was just an example of the lights coming on for a band and you can see everything just enhance the vibe. And the fact that you guys had a killer set and I feel
Oh,
like that
thanks.
momentum carried on to the rest of the day, it almost prolonged the sluggish behavior onto Sunday instead of like onto the next band of that day.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Since Sunday was sick too, like early on, it was crazy. But damn, last thing, I mean, I lost my wedding ring like right before we played that set, dude.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Remember
I was
that,
arguing
dude?
about that. Yeah.
And like at 3 a.m., it was found. And, like we just played the after show.
Yeah.
I was just chilling, having a beer or whatever, and it was found. It's like, God damn.
So who found it? Who do you want to thank?
I think it was a cleaning person at the venue, and they hit up Aaron. So
they're like, did someone end their marriage or did someone lose their wedding ring?
I was like, I don't even know how I played that set. I was just like, not even a person. Like I was just like, oh fuck, I'm an idiot. This sucks.
I am very glad that you found it because I remember you telling me it was like at the end before the after show, you're like, dude, I lost my ring and I have no idea where it is. I'm like, fuck. Well, I'll keep an eye out, but I'm very glad that you found it.
Thank you. Appreciate you both for that, man.
Of course. Before you go on, Anchit, do you have a bev or anything on hand, beverage-wise, that you want to quickly check for the episode?
Yeah, actually, hell yeah. Shout out to my wife. She just gave me this coffee.
In the Hershey's mug.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, Spencer, real quick. I have one other thing to add.
Please.
I just got this message to me because I was just talking in my band chat about just doing the pod with Anchit, and someone wanted me to relay a message to you. So I'm in a band called Collective Action. It's like a youth crew kind of like West Coast uniform choice sounding band. It's all young kids, like 17 to 19 years old.
That's sick.
And one of those kids went to see y'all at that North Carolina festival. I can't remember, Overcome Fest.
Yeah.
And apparently you were his Hold My Own was his first stage dive. He never stage dived before.
Sick.
And so y'all got to claim the first one for him. So they wanted me to relay that.
Bro, that's amazing. Shout out to him, dude.
Dude. Little Jack was really excited because we're both named Jack, so I just have to call him Little Jack. But like he's like in high school, just like starting to get like a real love for hardcore, and like the fact that like we both share a love for Hold My Own is like fantastic. So I'm glad he was able to dive.
Oh man, love to you both, brother. That's fucking sick.
Yeah. Anchit, is there anything you want to plug or shout out before we let you go?
Shout out Scope the Exposure. I think you guys are great. I think just everything you guys do is sick. It's always a great listen, and every part of it, what you guys do is sick. So respect to you guys, man.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate you. I really want to keep chatting with you, but we have 5 more tracks before we get into the episode. So you have a good rest of your day, bro, and we'll be in touch.
Absolutely, brothers. Later.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Peace.
I just love that man so much.
Dude, the fact we're getting more Hold My Own this year, that's an exceptional thing. That is, oh man.
That's good shit.